Welcome folks to OST, Original Soundtrack, a feature-length episode. I am Dave Gillies, your master of movie music for the next hour or so, bringing you cinematic soundtrack cuts from films old and new. Mostly old this month though, I have to admit. And we are very privileged this month to be joined by a very special guest and a bona fide filmmaker to boot. Before I introduce him though, I hope you'll all approve of our opening track there, which was of course Bernard Herrmann's main theme and prelude from Psycho. And if you didn't approve, well, we all go a little mad sometimes. So just to lay in the point about how great this score is, let's enjoy this now, following on directly from the prelude as we take a slow zoom in across this city. Floaty, cloudy loveliness from Bernard Herrmann. So it's time to introduce our special guest, film analyst and auteur, Rob Ager. Rob, welcome to the show, sir.
Hello, Dave, and thanks for inviting me on. This is my first ever radio show. Steam ahead.
I'm delighted to have you here. Producer Nina's here as well. She's delighted to see you here as well. Now, I just want to say, you first came to my attention, Rob, through your frankly mind-blowing film analyses on YouTube. And for you guys out there, we are talking, probably the most in-depth and comprehensive readings of, some of the most thought-provoking films of our time, such as Alien, The Shining, and 2001. You guys must check out some of these videos. But what I want to know, right, is how did you get into this stuff? I mean, how did this, did you just notice something one day and notice something else, or?
No, it actually took me years of filmmaking myself, writing scripts, directing short films and a lot of editing. I was doing that for about maybe 7 or 8 years, and I reached a lull where I didn't have any money to make any more films, and I thought, okay, I think I'll write some essays about films, and I wasn't expecting to, find anything special, but I thought it was just something to do to kill time. And that was when I started looking at movies and trying to find out more about my favourite directors. I was particularly interested in Hitchcock, which is appropriate with your opening songs there.
Oh, yeah.
And I was looking at, shot by shot with the films, trying to find out technically what they were doing and aesthetically that was really effective. And I was studying in so much detail that I began to notice things that had very strong psychological effects on the audiences, especially with Hitchcock with all this subliminal stuff. And he was sort of renowned for doing bits of that anyway. And then I was doing the same thing studying Kubrick, and I started picking up on various very interesting details which they didn't seem to be subliminal so much as that he'd encoded hidden messages in the films. Which was quite a shock. I did not expect to find that at all.
Well, man, you certainly have a gift for spotting these things. I have to say, I've whiled away so many hours watching your videos on your site and on YouTube. It's creativelearning.org, I believe.
.com, yeah.
Oh, .com, yeah. And I just want to mention one video in particular, your Shining video on the flood of blood, something being in the blood.
Yeah.
Now, when I saw this, and producer Nina saw it with me as well, I was totally freaked out by what you have discovered. Go on, explain it for us.
Okay, basically, I'd had a lot of people writing to me. I'd already done some analysis of The Shining before, and people were responding quite well. And they were asking me a lot of questions about Kubrick films. What does the monolith mean? What does the river of blood mean? And so I started looking into these things, and the River of Blood was not in the novel of The Shining. So I was looking at the shot in the film, and I thought, it's a very strange shot. It's creepy. You got those dials above the elevator. It's a red elevator.
Yeah.
It looks almost like a face, that looks like a pair of eyes above the elevator doors. I thought, is that coincidental?
That's right, mirroring the expression Danny has.
Yes, intercut with Danny's screaming face. I thought, wow, this is bizarre. So I was looking at the shot a bit more, and I was just trying to answer a basic question, which was when the River of Blood comes out the elevator, is it coming out of the elevator itself, or is it coming out of the elevator shaft? And so I was trying to look at that, and then I noticed that something flops out of the elevator with the blood, and it's very clear. It looks to me like it's a person with a bald head. It looked like, yeah. And I thought, wow, how the hell did that get there?
Yeah. Well, I personally noticed something about that scene myself, which, may be helpful for you, Rob. I don't know. But the elevator doors don't open from the middle out. They open from the side along. So
yeah, which is a bit strange, because we see similar elevator doors earlier in the film, and they open from the inside outwards. I don't even know if that's significant. It means anything. I don't know.
Well,
I still haven't gotten down to the bottom of the mystery of what's going on with this River of Blood shot. All I know is that an object flops out, and there's all various theories. Some people say there's nothing there. Some people say it's just an object to control the flow of the blood. Other people are saying, no, that looks like a body. Personally, I think it looks like a body.
I think it looks like a body. Please check it out, guys, if you're not, too sensitive, because it is a little bit freaky, I have to say, especially with all the visual filters and things that just make it so clear that there's something there.
Creepy music overlaid as well.
Yes. You're very good at that as well, right? Right, so I mentioned early on that you are a filmmaker, in fact, a proper auteur, as I would say, seeing as you write, produce, direct, and edit your own films. In fact, I even saw you pop up acting in one. Yeah, so, I just want to, I hate this interview thing, but I'd just like to ask you...
Oh, go ahead.
Go on, tell me about Turn in Your Grave, your new one. It's the it's surreal horror.
Yeah, it's... I came into a position where I had some money set aside to do a feature film, and I thought I might not ever get the chance to do one ever again. I mean, it was only enough money to do an extremely low budget one, but I thought, no, I must make one feature film at some point in my life, so I'm going to do it now. And that was a few years ago that we shot that, but it took a hell of a lot of time editing afterwards to get everything polished off, and I got distracted with other things. I was getting media coverage of the film analysis videos, so I concentrated on that.
Yeah.
But one of the things I wanted to do with the feature film Turn in Your Grave is I wanted to actually demonstrate that a film director can encode all kinds of hidden messages and put all kinds of subliminal things in a movie and make it incredibly complex. I wanted to do that to demonstrate to the people who doubt that these things happen in films, people who think it's just pareidolia where you're seeing what you want to see.
Yeah.
I thought, no, I'm going to make something where I can absolutely say 100% that the messages are there. And yeah,
if you can find them.
Yeah, if you can find them. So the film is basically a puzzle movie, and I've had a lot of people watch it and give me feedback and give me their opinions on what it's about. And I don't think one person who's watched it yet has come back and explained to me 10% of what the film's about. But they have picked up on various things, and they've got some things right and some things wrong. Yeah, it's a huge puzzle.
Well, I haven't seen it yet, but you were very kind to bring me a copy on DVD.
You're welcome.
What I have seen is the extended version of the trailer, which is about 7.5 minutes long, and it's that one camera shot.
Yeah.
And it's great. It really is good, guys. We're going to post that, if we have your permission there, Rob.
Sure, that's great, yeah.
On the Facebook
Please
group.
do.
Yeah. So, yeah, guys, check it out. It's facebook.com/OST Glasgow, and we'll put a link on there to some of Rob's work.
Oh, by the way, I was just going to say, if anybody wanted to watch that River of Blood thing, it's on YouTube, and it's just called Something in the River of Blood. If you just punch that into YouTube, you'll find the video right away.
Can't recommend it enough, folks. Okay, so the reason why we kicked off the show with Bernard Herrmann's score for Psycho is that you would also like to play a piece from that soundtrack. So why don't you tell us which one that is?
Okay, this is, I believe it's called The Murder.
It is, yeah.
It's that famous piece of music from the shower scene, yeah. And I picked that partially because, I mean, it might seem like a very obvious piece of music to choose, but there's a few different reasons I chose that. First of all, the score itself for the movie is all strings. I don't know if there's are there any other films that have done it? How many movies use just strings?
There aren't many I can think of, but I can tell you why that happened actually, because I don't know if you know this, but apparently Hitch originally wanted a jazz score, but the thing was that, obviously they just made North by Northwest, and Bernard Herrmann had written this epic score for that, And, you know, I mean, Hitch was using a TV crew to film Psycho, and the budget was much lower. It was, you know, black and white film stock and all that. And, you know, the budget was not there for Bernard Herrmann to use a full orchestra. So, you know, for this jazzy score, like a kind of Franz Waxman thing, I guess he was looking for. So he had the genius idea of saying, well, who the hell needs brass and woodwind anyway? Let's just use strings.
Excellent.
Which gave him all the effects that you need, you know, all those kind of screechy, stabby things, which we're obviously about to hear. I'd also just like to say that it was a necessity during Psycho, but it was very interesting to see that in Jason and the Argonauts, which was about, I think, 3 or 4 years later, he made the decision to use just brass. And woodwind.
Went the opposite way.
Yeah, which makes sense because it's, you know, Byzantine and it's like Bronze Age and everything. And
great film as well.
Such a good film. We played the music from the Talos scene, you know, the big bronze dude, just a few shows back. But anyway, right, so the murder.
There was a couple of other things. There was other reasons why I chose that.
Okay.
I'll get these comments in quickly.
Please.
Sorry, folks, I've got these written down because I lost my notes and I had to rewrite them again on the way up here. Okay, so with the Psycho, there's a strange subliminal thing going on with that scene in the film where just before the murder scene, you've got Norman Bates talking to Marion Crane in this sort of back office in the motel, and they're surrounded by these silhouettes of giant stuffed birds that are about to attack them, the
taxidermy,
Yeah, so it's pretty, and, you know, the way the shots are set up, it's so obvious that is, you know, it means something. It's there to sort of make you feel anxious that something's going to happen, somebody's coming after them, you know, something along those lines. Well, anyway, in the shower scene, the figure that attacks Marion is a big silhouette, and the knife is like a big beak. I always thought it's like a big beak attacking. I thought that's really strange. But then Hitchcock followed that up with a film called The Birds, with birds attacking people, and
no score, damn him.
Yeah, terrible, but not as good a film as Psycho, of course, but interesting.